If two people are truly meant to be together, there is a clear pattern that almost always shows up. Many people grow up believing that destiny is easy, that it looks like instant happiness, like a story where two people meet and everything just falls into place without effort. They imagine life becoming simpler, problems disappearing, and love arriving without any struggle. But real destiny never works in such a simple way. True destiny usually begins with disruption, with change, with challenges that are very hard to understand. The universe does not gently hand you love. It tests you first, breaking false beliefs, reshaping who you are, and asking for personal growth before any real union can happen. This is a pattern that rarely changes. Welcome to Never Give Up. If you have not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, press the bell icon, and select all notifications, because every video here has the power to change how you think and shift your mindset. Destined love does not begin with comfort or peace. It starts with recognition, a strong and often confusing awareness. The first sign that someone is meant for you is not a calm feeling of reassurance. It is a quiet but unsettling sense of knowing. You meet them and something inside you reacts before your mind can fully understand it. It feels like they see you completely, and that can feel uncomfortable because destiny often shakes the foundation of your inner world. When you meet someone who is meant for you, it is rarely peaceful at first. You may not feel safe, and certainty may seem far away, but that discomfort is often what destiny looks like. It feels unsettling, not because the person is wrong, but because they reflect parts of you that you have hidden, ignored, or denied. These encounters push you to face your fears, your insecurities, and the patterns that have stopped you from forming real connections. Many people confuse love with calmness and predictability, but destiny often arrives like a storm, shaking you and leaving you feeling unsettled, reminding you that growth always comes before union. One of the most confusing parts of destined relationships is why they rarely stay together in the beginning. Life often separates them, not out of cruelty, but because it is necessary. This separation is not random. It happens because one or both people carry unresolved wounds. One person may be afraid of emotional openness, while the other may struggle with self-worth. Sometimes love is given from a place of fear instead of completeness. Even when intentions are good, people who are not fully healed can hurt each other. In these moments, the universe steps in with a clear message: not yet. It waits for growth, awareness, and emotional maturity to prepare both people for what is to come. Destined love is patient, steady, and deeply transformative. It requires you to face yourself honestly, without avoiding anything or taking shortcuts. Every challenge, every heartbreak, and every moment of confusion becomes part of your preparation. The universe creates distance to show you what you truly need, to teach you how to love without depending on someone else or expecting too much from them. When the time is right, everything will come together naturally, but this only happens after you have been shaped into someone who can receive and maintain that kind of love. This is the hidden truth of destiny. It shapes you, tests you, and strengthens you before offering anything in return, making sure the connection is lasting and meaningful instead of temporary. Understand this clearly. True destiny is never about instant satisfaction. It is not a sudden feeling of ease or comfort. It is a journey, a process of awareness, change, distance, and self-discovery. When you feel unsettled by someone, when life pulls you away from them, do not be afraid. This can be a sign that destiny is at work, preparing you for a love that is truly worth waiting for, a love that transforms you instead of just comforting you. Stay grounded, stay open, and trust the process. When two souls are meant to be connected, the universe will guide them back together at the right time, stronger, wiser, and ready for a love that can last. Receiving it too early could damage something that is meant to stay. Separation is not a mistake. It is part of the design. When people who are meant for each other are pulled apart, the pain feels different from normal heartbreak. It is deeper than sadness or missing someone. It feels like something inside you is incomplete. You do not just miss them, it feels like a part of you is missing. This is because destined connections are not based on comfort or ego. They are connected to growth, personal development, and the parts of yourself that you have not yet faced. Losing them forces you to look at your fears, your insecurities, your past wounds, and the patterns that have stopped you from becoming whole. This pain touches every part of your being. It brings out fears of abandonment, the need for approval, and the ways you may have given too much of yourself just to receive love or attention. It shows where you avoided emotional responsibility and where you gave too much without setting healthy boundaries. This is not punishment. It is a form of awakening. The universe uses this discomfort to create awareness, to push you toward honesty with yourself, and to help you face the habits that have blocked deeper connection. Destined love is not soft, it is powerful and transformative. Even when there is silence, even when there is no contact, and even when it makes no logical sense, something inside you begins to change. Growth happens quietly. You become more aware, more selective, and more emotionally honest. The things you once accepted no longer feel right, and the people you once chased begin to lose their importance. Your desires start to shift from surface-level attention to deeper meaning, truth, and authenticity. You may not connect this change directly to that person, but it often begins the moment they enter your life. Destined connections do not create obsession. They encourage reflection, awareness, and growth. Destined love leaves a mark in the quiet moments of your life. You think about them not because you are lonely, but because your inner self recognizes that there are lessons still unfolding. You notice them during moments of deep thinking, during emotional breakthroughs, and during quiet nights when everything feels still. This is not simple attachment. It is integration, the way their presence becomes part of your personal growth. You begin to learn lessons you did not even know you needed. Slowly and naturally, your life starts to change in ways that prepare you for a deeper kind of love and connection. And yet, no one can truly replace a destined connection. People try. They enter new relationships, distract themselves, and convince themselves that they have moved on. But something still feels incomplete. Not because the new person is not good enough, but because they do not create the same level of growth. Destined love works on a different level. It is not about comfort or attraction alone. It is about evolution, guiding both people toward becoming whole and awakening lessons that normal relationships cannot reach. You cannot force it, copy it, or replace it because its purpose goes far beyond simple companionship. During separation, destiny continues working quietly but strongly within each person. One learns boundaries, while the other learns responsibility. One builds self-respect, while the other develops emotional strength. One learns to stop chasing what cannot be controlled, while the other learns to stop avoiding what must be faced. Neither person can see the full picture yet, and that is intentional. The universe does not reveal everything until both people have grown enough to handle what is meant for them. This process is careful, meaningful, and necessary. It makes sure that when these two paths cross again, the connection is no longer temporary. It becomes something lasting and meaningful, built on two people who have grown and changed. Before people who are meant to be together reunite, illusions must be removed. False beliefs about love are broken. Ideas like love should always be easy, or that someone who truly cares would never leave, must be let go. Beliefs about needing to earn love or depending on someone else to feel complete create weak and unhealthy connections. Destiny removes these false ideas slowly and honestly, often through uncomfortable experiences. Every tear, every moment of longing, and every heavy feeling serves a purpose. This process is important because real love is not built on fear or dependence. It is built on awareness, choice, and growth. Destined love is not about needing someone to survive. It is about choosing them freely when you are already whole. The change happens quietly. There comes a moment when you stop needing them and stop chasing love from a place of fear or emptiness. That is when destiny begins to move again. When both people can stand strong on their own, love becomes a choice instead of a need. Alignment begins to form. Love in this stage is no longer anxious, desperate, or dependent. It becomes calm, steady, and intentional, naturally bringing the right people together. This is when the universe allows two souls to meet again, ready for a true connection. When people who are meant to reconnect come back together, it feels different from before. There is less tension, less fear, and much less ego. The connection feels calmer, deeper, and more aware. It is not perfect, but it is intentional. The confusion, emotional games, and uncertainty that once existed are no longer as strong. What remains is a deeper sense of recognition that feels even stronger than before. And even if they never come back, the connection still had meaning. Not every destined relationship is meant to last forever. Some are meant to break old patterns, awaken self-worth, build emotional strength, or change the direction of your life. Their purpose is not always to stay, but to transform you. Destiny can feel harsh before it feels gentle because it focuses on growth instead of comfort. It may bring heartbreak before it allows real damage to your inner self. It removes people before it allows you to lose yourself through attachment. The lessons can feel heavy at the time, but understanding comes later. One truth always remains. When two people are truly meant to share a connection, they are often required to grow apart first. False beliefs are removed, inner struggles are faced, and hearts are reshaped into stronger and healthier versions. Only after this process does destiny allow either reunion or a new direction. In both situations, no one stays the same. If you are reading this and thinking about someone, let these words settle within you. If it is meant to come back, it will return with calmness, not stress. If it is truly right, it will never ask you to lose yourself. It will only ask you to grow. And if it does not return, that outcome is also meaningful, guiding you toward the person you were always meant to become. Every separation, every phase of uncertainty, and every painful lesson is a meaningful part of the journey. Destiny does not waste any experience. It prepares you, shapes you, and raises you, making sure that when love arrives, or when it moves you in another direction, you are ready to face it with an open and more mature heart. Destined connections are one of life's deepest mysteries, and they rarely unfold in the way people expect. When two individuals are truly aligned, the universe does not immediately bring comfort or certainty. Instead, it tests them, pulls them apart, and brings forward the parts of themselves they have ignored for a long time. The pain of distance is not a punishment. It is part of the design. It pushes each person to face fears, insecurities, and unresolved emotional wounds. This process builds emotional responsibility, self-respect, and the ability to love without depending on another person. Every tear, every feeling of longing, and every moment of confusion plays its role in this unseen transformation. Even in silence, even without contact, inner growth continues. You slowly become more aware, more thoughtful, and more honest with yourself. The lessons learned during these stages are not really about the other person. They are about your own development. Destined love is not based on immediate comfort or quick happiness. It is about growth, shaping two complete individuals who can hold a deep, conscious, and real connection. When destiny allows a reunion, the connection is no longer chaotic, unstable, or driven by ego. Instead, it becomes calm, clear, and intentional. And even if a reunion never happens, the effect still remains powerful, guiding both people towards self-awareness and emotional maturity. Every separation, every heartbreak, and every lesson has value. Each experience prepares you for the highest form of love, one that matches who you are becoming. True destiny never wastes anything. It ensures that every challenge has a purpose, awakening strength within you and preparing you for the love meant for your life. Destined love cannot be rushed, forced, or artificially created. It arrives quietly and often feels uncomfortable at first because it is not focused on instant satisfaction. Its real purpose is transformation. The people meant to impact your life deeply will challenge you, disrupt your familiar patterns, and reveal parts of yourself you may have hidden even from your own awareness. At first, you may not feel ready for them. The universe may separate you, creating distance that feels heavy and difficult to endure. Yet that distance exists with meaning. It teaches patience, independence, and emotional honesty. You slowly begin to notice how you may have been searching for love outside yourself. Over time, you start looking for wholeness within. Every moment of longing, every restless night, and every reflection about what could have been helps shape you into someone capable of receiving love in its most genuine form. True destined connections do not create obsession. They create awareness. They guide you to reflect on values, boundaries, and emotional openness. You begin to desire depth instead of distraction, and meaning instead of temporary attention. Even if the other person never returns, the growth they activated remains. It continues shaping how you see yourself and how you interact with the world for the rest of your life. In this sense, destiny is both gentle and demanding. It removes comfort to bring clarity, removes illusion to reveal truth, and challenges the heart so it can become whole. When destined individuals reunite, the connection feels completely different. There is no chasing, no confusion, and no emotional games. Instead, there is calm, intentional love built on growth that both people experience separately. The anxiety that once existed is replaced with understanding and clarity. Each person has been reshaped through distance and experience, now able to offer honesty, presence, and emotional stability without fear. This is the love destiny prepares you for. Not temporary emotion, but a stable bond that strengthens both individuals, and if reunion never happens, that also fulfills destiny's purpose. Some connections exist to break old emotional cycles, awaken self-worth, and teach deeper understanding of love. They are meaningful not because they last forever, but because they guide you toward the person you are becoming. Their influence stays with you, woven into your growth, decisions, and emotional awareness. Destined love is never about needing another person to feel complete. It is about choosing each other freely from a place of inner wholeness. It teaches you to stop avoiding discomfort and stop seeking constant approval. It calls for self-reflection and emotional courage, pushing both individuals to face their inner shadows and grow. Pain is not a punishment but a tool for transformation. Through it, you learn what real love requires: patience, awareness, and the willingness to grow even when the path feels lonely or unclear. Every separation, challenge, and lesson becomes a step toward alignment. Destiny reshapes you, not for easy comfort, but for a kind of love that lasts, because it is built on clarity, growth, and conscious choice. Destined connections operate on a level that many people do not fully understand. They are not about convenience, comfort, or immediate satisfaction. They exist to awaken parts of you that were dormant or hidden. When you meet someone truly destined for your journey, it feels like a mirror is placed in front of your inner self. The parts of you that you ignored, denied, or pushed away become clearly visible. This experience can feel uncomfortable because it forces you to face truths you may have avoided for years. You begin to notice your patterns, your fears, and the ways you have limited your ability to love deeply. The pain of separation in these connections is different from ordinary heartbreak. It feels deeper because it is not about loss alone, but about growth being activated within you. They reveal where healing is needed, where boundaries must be set, and where self-respect must grow. Every feeling of longing, every emotional ache, and every memory becomes a lesson in transformation. During this time of distance, life teaches patience, resilience, and awareness. You begin to observe yourself more clearly, understanding your needs without projecting them onto others. Situations that once felt acceptable start to feel misaligned with your truth. People you once chased no longer hold the same emotional weight. Even when you do not consciously connect these changes to the other person, transformation continues quietly. The impact of a destined connection is subtle but powerful, shaping your emotional world and your understanding of love. This is why destiny does not rush reunion. The connection cannot continue until both individuals are ready to meet consciously, without fear or dependency. Only then does alignment become possible, whether through reunion or a new direction that continues personal growth. Destiny is both precise and patient. It first removes illusion, breaking down false beliefs about love. Ideas such as love must not hurt, or another person completes you, slowly dissolve. Facing these truths can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. Only when both individuals can choose each other freely from a place of wholeness does real connection become possible. Love at its highest form is not survival, it is conscious choice. When this balance is achieved, paths may come together again, now shaped by clarity and maturity. And even if reunion never happens, the purpose is still complete. Every lesson, every loss, and every reflection prepares each person for their highest potential. Destined love changes how you see relationships, life, and yourself. It teaches emotional responsibility, courage, and authenticity. It pushes you to stop hiding in fear and stop searching for validation outside yourself. Dependency and surface-level attraction fade, leaving space for conscious, intentional love. When reunion happens, it feels grounded, calm, and honest. When it does not, the connection still guides you toward growth, awareness, and the life you are meant to live. Every moment of confusion, every tear, and every feeling of longing has meaning. Destiny ensures nothing is wasted. It may feel difficult at first, but its outcome is always deep, lasting, and transformative. Destined connections stand apart because they are not based on ease, convenience, or quick results. They reach deeper into who you are and push you toward inner evolution. From the moment they enter your life, they act as catalysts for awareness, forcing you to face parts of yourself you may have ignored for years. The universe separates you not to harm you, but to prepare you. What you feel in their absence is not just missing someone, It is the realization that something within you still needs healing or completion. That is why the pain feels deeper than normal heartbreak. It shakes your emotional balance and forces deep reflection. During separation, change begins quietly. Your understanding of love, attachment, and boundaries shifts. Things you once tolerated no longer feel right. You begin valuing honesty, depth, and emotional presence over shallow attention. Moments alone become powerful spaces for reflection and growth. Even if this change feels subtle, it is shaping your emotional foundation and preparing you for a healthier form of love in the future. Destined love is not based on dependence. It exists through choice. Real connection happens when two individuals are whole within themselves. Love becomes something chosen, not something needed. The universe slowly removes false beliefs, such as love must be earned or another person completes you. These beliefs must fall away for real connection to grow. Although this process can feel painful, it builds emotional strength and self-respect. This is why destined love often feels difficult before it feels peaceful. It prioritizes long-term growth over short-term comfort. It breaks old emotional patterns so something healthier can form. When the destined connection returns, it feels stable and clear. There is no confusion or insecurity. Both people have grown individually and can now love with awareness and balance. Even if reunion does not happen, the connection has already served its purpose. It has awakened self-worth, broken emotional cycles, and guided both individuals toward growth. Every moment of pain and reflection was part of that purpose. Destiny ensures no connection is meaningless. Every experience leads you toward growth, understanding, and the life you are meant to build. Certain connections are meant to teach lessons that go far beyond romance. They reveal your deeper self and push you to confront fears, patterns, and emotional cycles that hold you back. When the universe creates distance, it is never random. It allows healing and growth to happen separately so that both individuals can mature emotionally. This space is necessary for strengthening love and preparing for meaningful connection. Although the process may feel painful, every moment of confusion or emotional strain shows that transformation is happening. Separation shapes you, strengthens you, and prepares you for deeper love when the timing becomes right. If this message brought value to you, take a moment to pause and reflect on it. Every idea shared here is meant to guide you toward awareness and growth. If this resonated with you, remember to like this video as it helps others discover it as well. Consider sharing it with someone who may need this message today, someone who could benefit from understanding these truths about love, destiny, and inner transformation, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss future guidance, inspiration, and reflection. Your support allows us to continue creating meaningful content that can positively impact lives, and for that we are truly thankful. Thank you for being